Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning back in. It is another, what did you call it? A second ago. Nagy Nation. Nagy Nation. Welcome back, my Nagy Nation. Welcome back, my Nagy, what? Well, Nagy, I like that, Nagy Nation. All right. Anyway, our camera guy has cut together another piece of content. We're just going to go through it now and we'll do our voiceover. As usual, I've not seen it, so I have no idea what he's cut together. Sit back, relax, beer, crisps, peanuts, and enjoy the show. Hello, Pickle. It's a Monday. Do you know what? A big thank you. Everybody, big clap in the comment section to Vic. 45 minutes late.
Oh, it wasn't 45.
It was. Go on.
The thing is, I could literally tell you what happened, but you won't believe me.
Correct. The camera guy is always late. I mean, we work on Vic time because he's just permanently late. He refuses to accept it, but that is the way it is. You know what it is? You need to wake up. Stop spooning. Be calm. Stop spooning. Okay? And you just get out of bed earlier.
Do you know what?
But I don't want to argue about it. But you're wrong. I'm right. And we'll just leave it there. All right?
I know. I shouldn't be late, so there's no arguing that. But can I explain to you what happened?
You can.
All right. So I haven't.
Everybody, get ready. Get ready for this.
Last night.
So that was you. That was your fault. Yeah. Nah, you're late, mate. Sorry, it's not good enough. No. Well, it is Monday morning. A big welcome back to Jack, who was sick, apparently. There was a bit of coughing and splut. Yeah, there was a bit of coughing and splut. I think he just wanted a long weekend. Yeah, to be fair, he looks pretty last week. Actually, that's perfectly possible because Jamie was ill earlier in the week, and I think he gave it to Jack. And I haven't got anything yet, so hopefully that's the way it's going to stay. So it's day number 6 of working here. It's going all right. There are bits which, like I said earlier last week, the first couple of days are slow because it's just prepping and getting ready, but we are in the swing of things now. So we've got Jamie, who's behind the vans now. He's going to carry on doing the lighting with me today. Jack is going to be carrying on putting the M10 stud work up. There's this tray here. We're coming out to this corner and then going in. We're following the circumference all the way around the outer perimeter until we go back over there where the emergency fire escape is. So it's just going to be one big loop all the way around. Great success! I can't really think of another way that's going to be...
So you haven't got to worry about running cables down conduit and having too many cables in it and...
Got a bit of that tray. I mean, it could work, I guess. Yeah, so to give you a bit of context there, what we're trying to discuss there, what we were trying to work out is how to get sockets mounted on the wall of this unit. Because it's all aluminium clad girders on the wall, you've got to bring down, if you bring down a piece of conduit, you've then got to terminate the armoured up high and then basically turn it into singles to come down a conduit. I didn't really want to have terminations up high where you can't get to them. So yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out the best way to get sockets on the wall down low. I mean, it could work, I guess. We're trying to think of a solution to get sockets down here somewhere, because we've got our containment up here, but we've got to come off that containment down the wall. Now, traditionally, you would use armoured. You just come along your tray in armoured and you would drop down, but we've got to drop the armoured down on something because that's just we can't fix to that. So we're going to have to put some sort of tray like this to run your armoureds down on, which then made the next question, well then, if we're putting it on a tray to come down here, because we're going to window brackets on here with some uni strut to put a socket there. But that then means if you're going to be running an armoured down here, you might as well just run it in something like an NYY high tough. Does it really need to be armoured? Because this here, if you put high tough on it, we'll put a tray cover over the top of it, so that'll protect the cables anyway. So does it really need armoured? Probably not. And it would save time because you haven't got to mess around with glanding and terminating and stuff. That's what we're deliberating.
Jamie's got another solution.
So we're bringing the cage over because those cages are basically the parcel cages. So they dump all the parcels in and then that goes to a particular part of the warehouse. It then goes out on a particular route. But the problem is the guys in the warehouse, and it's not their fault, it's a busy warehouse and those cages get thrown against the wall. But the problem is we had this in their previous depot because they don't think when they throw it, which I get, they're in a hurry, they've got parcels to deliver, but they just launch the cage against the wall. It literally just damages. We have metal clad sockets and they just get dented, broken. So what we're doing is everything in the warehouse is above the height of the cages. So you have got to reach up to plug into something if you want it, but it's the only way to protect. We try putting protectors around sockets, but the protectors get broken. So it's like they have no mercy at all. So everything has to be incredibly durable. Well, we just put it up there, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the socket does actually, that'll fit. We'll make it fit. Before everybody goes off on a tirade, oh, you can't fit sockets on tray. You can. Mr. Meenan says you can, so get. All right, let's do that then. So I'm just running out to tool station. I don't like doing little daily shops, but Charlie needs spring washers and flat washers and he hasn't got any left. So I did place a big order online, which should be delivered today, but that doesn't help us now because otherwise you've got people stood there waiting and they haven't got materials. So I'm just going to run to tool station, just get a couple of 100 spring washers just to keep them going until our delivery turns up later on today. That's the plan. Yeah, so we tried with this warehouse, we tried a new way of ordering. So rather than use a traditional wholesaler where you just walk in and you have a sales rep who you build a relationship with, we tried ordering everything online. I've always wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it once just to see if it would work, because A, you can get stuff a lot cheaper online, so you do save a lot of cash, and it's not an inconsiderable amount. And when you're spending 50 grand, 60 grand in materials at a wholesaler, you can probably shave 10, 15 grand off that if you buy it online. So it's not a small amount of money you save, it's a lot. But I wouldn't ever do it again. I'd rather just spend the extra and just get it directly from a wholesaler, because one of the biggest thing we found is when you're buying stuff online, stuff just, A, it doesn't turn up on time. You either get, we had other people's orders turning up. Your orders either don't turn up at all, bits were missing from orders, it did not work. So while you make a saving, there's also a lot more headache and it just isn't worth it. For what?
The tools that you just got.
They're gloves, mate. Mate, they're just gloves.
That's right. That's what the audience wants.
Really? I don't think the audience want fake excitement. Yeah, guys, so look, we've just got these gloves. We've got them from Tool Station. We're now going to go back to work. Let's send it. Yeah. Right. I do not agree with it, but our camera guy, he just loves this fake excitement. And we often banter about it. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I might be a miserable bastard sometimes, but at least it's real and it's genuine, okay? Cheeky bastard, biscuit bandit. I don't have biscuits at home, and we don't have biscuits, sweets or crisps. I don't have them, because if they're not at home, then I can't eat them. But when they're on site and there's like a whole tray of them, I just can't. Doritos is if there's a bag of Doritos like that, I'm like a piglet. I can't gauge what I eat. I just keep going until they're all gone, and then you feel sick afterwards. To anyone shout and scream the fact that I'm not washing this van before putting sign writing on, I don't care. It's a work vehicle. I don't care. Yeah, sign writing vehicles. I used to be really bad at it, but I've got it down to a fine art now. I can sign write a vehicle in minutes now. Right, give that 2 minutes. As soon as we move into our new unit, I've got to get the ramp out of Hive, out of their East London depot. You saw where we were moving it. It's got to come out of there, got to go into the new unit. And literally every single one of these needs servicing there. All needed. And we've got a tyre changing machine turning up as well. We have actually got the tyre changer and the balancing machine, but I've got to get one of either me. I don't really want me to do it. I'd like to do it just for the knowledge of knowing how to do it properly, but there's a course I've got to send one of the guys or two of them to go on a proper course to actually change tyres. So while we know how to do it, I actually need somebody to have the certificate that says they know how to do it. So yeah. Okay. For a quick glance, I'd say that's Gotta go up about there, I'd say. That'll do. First time I did sign writing was the 2 Renault Trafics I had. Actually, no, it was the old Renault Trafic I had. That was the first time I ever did sign writing, and it took me like a whole day to do it. This now is like 15 minutes in and out. You do it so quick. Once you get the hang of it, it's all right. This is how I do it, quick and dirty. One thing I've learned is the 70% theory. You ever heard of that? So don't try and get every single task 100% perfect. It's just, it won't achieve the difference between 70% and 100%. Don't get me wrong, like when you do electrical work, you've got to do a good job. But stuff like this, just get it 70% of the way. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because that extra 30%, the difference in what you will achieve and how much you will gain for the amount of work that it would take is just negligible. It doesn't matter. Just get it, just quickly eyeball it done, get it out on the road. It doesn't have to be, if someone's going to sit at the lights behind me, you know, eyeing it, it's exactly, no one's going to care.
I've been a vinyl rapper for 25 years. I've never seen such appalling workmanship.
Yeah, I guarantee it. There's going to be at least one person.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. I've never seen such an appalling job in all my life.
The 70% rule, though, that is a true... Have you ever heard of that before I said it? Yeah, 70% rule. I can't remember where I heard it from. I think it was a university somewhere did a study on it, and they actually worked out a load of different jobs, and they worked out that 70% is the figure that you have to get your output to, because the extra 30% trying to get something absolutely perfect, you don't actually notice any difference in benefit. So yeah, just get it 70% of the way, and that's near enough.
Such atrocious work.
Although saying that, I can see a variety of people.
Oh, that's an appalling methodology to have. You should never have that. Everything should be done 100%. Shut up.
There's a lot of things, yeah, you've got to do 100% because you've got to get it right. But for stuff like this, for a huge amount of clerical and admin stuff, yeah, all right, check the basics and make sure you've got all of the absolute basic bare bones structured correctly. But it does, you know, there's so much stuff in life which doesn't actually have to be perfect. Same as the 80-20 rule. You heard of that? So 80% of the tasks you actually do count for 20% of your total productivity. And 20% of the tasks that you do account for 80%. Basically, the 20% of tasks are the ones that you put off, but they actually they get you 80% of the way you need to be. But we spend so much time in our lives doing the other 80% because it's easier. So yeah, it's a good rule. You could actually argue this is an 80% thing. This could have waited for another day, but while I'm here, I just want to get it done quickly. Yeah, that 80-20 rule, that's a big one that I try to, like, every day, I try to remember that, and it doesn't always work, but that is true. Like 80% of the tasks that you do account for 20% of your total output, which basically, like, we put off that 20% of tasks because they're the hardest tasks, but they're the ones that have the most traction to get you where you want to be. So I always try to do basically the shittest tasks, do them because they have the most output. But that's so true, yeah. I mean, like I say, vinyl wrapping that van was probably an 80% job, but it's just, yeah, sometimes, like offloading all this has all got to be taken, I've got to offload all of this, that's an 80% task, but they're things that fill a day between doing other 20% jobs, if that makes any sense. I like these graphics because this company, you don't have to apply it wet, you can just apply it dry. And it's got some, I don't know, it's like I don't even know what you call it. It's got some sort of, you can just push the air bubbles out. You know, in the old days, of days gone by, you had to pin the bubbles. You haven't got to do that with this anymore. You just put this straight on and go to work. Right, get a Stanley knife, cut that.
Oh, you shouldn't do it like that. That's a very poor way of doing it.
Shut up.
It looks lovely.
Oh, mate, it's like I've done it before. Done.
It is there on the warehouse project. And I am considering throwing Victor off the lift. Nah, I'm only joking. Victor's a good lad. He gets a lot of stick, but...
He wasn't joking. He is actually being serious. Like, the guys in Warwickshire also... Dude, it's true. Like, I'm not lying. Like, they, you know... Who complained the most? You. Eventually, at the end of the day, you did a little bit of digging, but the majority, to be fair, was us. Whatever, Trevor.
Chucking up some rods to hang up some strut to fit in some cable tray and basket. Well, I think this one's just gonna be for cable tray to get to the centre pillar. And then from there, drop some power down for some sockets, for some conveyor belts. Fun times.
Dan does not like being behind the camera, which is, I get it, but actually, he's actually very good. I think he just doesn't have any faith in himself in that, but he's actually very good. But you'll understand why I'm saying this for what's about to come.
Seems going all right so far. 3, 6, 9, 10. About 30 metres of containment. Two trays, a basket, all hanging from the ceiling. 3, 6, about 7-ish metres down. So yeah, I think it's going all right so far. But yeah, I think progress is going well. I'm sure we could be efficient in other ways, but you know, we'll get there. I think we're doing all right. We are unfortunately going to have to stop working here because they need to do some sort of test today, and yeah, no one seems to really care that 14 metres up in the air holding bits of metal, which if fell from 14 metres would probably hurt, but you try to explain it to people and they don't really care.
So yeah, at this point in the job, it was getting progressively harder and harder to actually do what we had to do. Because, and it's not the client's fault. This is just one of those things you have to work around each other, and especially when like they're growing, we're growing. Like we just have to try to. You just try to have to work as cohesively with each other as possible. But that was tough, and there were moments there it was getting really stressful. Like they've got lorries turning up, they've got more and more cages turning up, they've got conveyor belts turning up, and like all of this stuff needs their staff to start sorting, stacking, and operating. But we've still got to do our stuff on scissor lifts with like bits of rod in the air, and like you're trying to keep the area clear below you because we did drop stuff. It happens. You do drop stuff when you're working in cherry pickers and scissor lifts, and that got quite stressful at times.
So we're going to have to stop our works at height at the moment and resume it later on.
Right. We've reached a dead point here, so they want to do a trial on these belts or some such thing. I think it's like I don't know, they want to do some sort of, I don't even know what you call this, a test run on these for their productivity or something, and they've got all these conveyor belts here, but we can't do a thing, so I've now got 6 guys stood here doing absolutely nothing. And our deadline won't change, so it's not a good day today. Until they finish, there's nothing I can do. I cannot do anything. They're filling this place full of cages and conveyor belts and stuff, and just we've still got containment. We haven't even finished containment yet. Yeah, I actually remember that was quite a stressful day. I remember that because we had all our guys just standing there, literally just couldn't do anything. And like when it's 1 or 2 guys, you can sort of mentally cope with it. But when there's like 6 of them and me, that's 7 of us, that's 7 sets of wages, which you can't, you still got to pay them, but you're not getting anything done. And that cost grows for every hour that goes by. And it just mentally that gets, but that was a stressful day. But also like, it's not the client's fault. It's just, that's just the nature of the beast. Ho hum. They got another truck there that's just arrived with a load more cages in it. I think there's another 150 or so there. Not entirely sure where they're planning on putting those, which is supposed to levitate around them, I guess.
Down there.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Essentially, we can't work in that area for training.
Yeah.
So basically, anything past that point there, right? Anything's in this area.
That's the only thing we can do, just put a run down there, yeah. Because that's out of their way enough then. We just can't do anything over in this area at all. Hey fellas, what I'm going to do, we're pretty much been kicked out of the warehouse for the minute because they want to do this training. So what I'm going to do, because I've got 6 blokes standing there holding their butts now, so we can't do anything. We can carry on putting some stud up and a tray up in that corner. We can do that. That's one job we can do. As long as we're out of the way of this lot, it's all right.
What do you want? Day 15.
How's it going?
Superb.
How would you describe the progress that you guys are making or have made?
Superb.
Do you mind telling the audience what it is you're having to do?
I mean, I've got faith in them that they can see exactly what I'm doing. You don't have faith in them, Victor. I'm sure through the magic of visual representation, they can see I'm pushing a cage. Well then, so Tom can, subtitle over.
Dan does have a very sort of dry humour. That's it's a very I don't think he realises actually he is naturally very, very witty. Not do you know what I mean? Like he just has a very, very infectious humour. I like it. He's a good guy. I like him.
I am the least cruel person on this firm. I am clipping some basket to some strut. So we've got 2 trays of the basket going down there and round. Are you ringing?
I have a very important phone.
Yeah, very important. It was so important. Why are you up here?
About my car.
It's about your car that's broken. Victor bought a car which is This is what happens. Everyone thinks it's fun and games getting a car until they've got to start paying for I have not owned a car since I come back. What time did I go away? 25, 26? Yeah, I had a car, sold it to go travelling, and then came back and then just always took jobs which gave me a van.
Where did you travel to?
Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos. Good times. Why is that blue? What's going on here? Why are you putting red lights on now? What is going on? We are fitting some basket. We just clipped all the basket down. Tray was clipped down by Charlie the other day. So I'm taking the easy job of doing the basket. Nice. Clipped all the way down there. Show down there. No, look at that.
I will.
Oh, just don't do it when I'm doing it. All right, cool.
Yeah, just little things like that, you know what I mean? He just has a very quick humour.
I mean, if you want, alright, I'll do it your way.
Well, it makes sense. We're literally talking about it now.
Yeah, I know,
So
but
that's
I would have filmed it and then had an overlay.
Ah, okay. Well, don't tell me how to do your job. Sorry.
Exactly.
Apologies.
I don't tell you how to do this.
You do though. You do. I've never known a man who thinks he knows everything as much as you.
But I do know it.
But you don't. That's them down there. We're going to do mark up here for our bend. Do a little bend on there, put a little 90 in there, run it back on there. Charlie's done all that as well. So we just get the 90 in, bosh that in, straights down there onto the next one. Simple as that, really.
And how are you finding it? Is it quite an easy job or is it?
Yeah, I mean these are easy enough to clip in. Charlie's had to do with the Zebs and the M6 bolts and stuff, and I've just got these little clips going the channel. Got over the little basket, and then you just twist that and it locks it in. Yeah, so I've taken the easy bit, Charlie's done the hard bit. I don't know who it is. Should I answer it? If it's important, they'll leave a message. That's my philosophy on numbers I don't know. What are we doing now? Nah, this is not the time for that.
Yeah, it is.
Nah, it's not. Not when I'm trying to think. Not when the cogs are going.
That's the best time.
No, it's not. It is the worst.
Right.
To cut a 90 in it, got to do a little T shape. I'll get my head around the T shape again. It's been a while since I've done some basket. But you cut a little T out, cut the bars out, and then as you bring it round, you can do a nice natural bend in it. So yeah, I'm going to try and do.
What if it was unnatural bend?
What do you mean?
You said it was a nice natural bend.
I don't know, I'm just using words. Don't think too much into the words I say.
Okay.
You know, they just come out. Doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. In fact, you should take that as a note. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. So, right, which way will it bend? I want it to bend that way. So, it should be, it's going to be that one. T is going to be there. Which way is it? Is it upside down? That way again.
So from what I can see, the camera guy is doing here is I can see what he's doing. He is starting to push Dan, and you've got to be careful with Dan because Vic has been on the receiving end of Dan's rage before. You push him too far, like he's super chilled, and it's like a twig, suddenly he just snaps, and he just has a total rage out. And I have witnessed his rage outs once, and both Jack and me, literally, we did this. So, not sure what's coming, but that could be coming.
This is why I don't like you being here most of the time. You're lying to me, aren't you? Right. Oh, God. Oh, which way is it? T. It's easy when it falls on there, but it's right in the middle. Let's cut that bit down there. Put that bit there.
Even by my standards, Vic, you are now playing a dangerous game with Dan.
Why are you still here? No pressure. How do I turn this off?
Dan's trying to figure out the tea and's now complaining. Dan's going to have another rage out.
Can you repeat that? What did you just say? So as soon as I can, I'm going to sack you.
Why is that?
Because you are
Doing your job?
Yeah. Leave me alone.
I don't think Dan actually realised, but at that time of recording, he does actually have the power to fire people. I don't think he realised it then. He now knows it because we had a discussion about it. So you were lucky that day, very lucky.
Can I do that thing they do on the BAFTAs or something, or the Golden Globes? They go up to sign the camera.
Oh.
Can I do that?
I think they have like a white screen in front of the lens. They don't actually write on the lens.
Can't write on your lens.
No.
Our camera guy was on the receiving end of Dan's rage out the other day. We moved into our new office and we're trying to work out the seating layout upstairs of where desks and stuff are going to go. And I've got to be honest, I kind of understand where Dan was coming. Dude, even I could understand it, and I ain't that bright, right? But Dan got so wound up, he just had a complete rage out. Kind of like the one I had at Hive the other day, actually. I had one the other week, it just all got a bit much, and Dan had one in the office, and it was aimed 100% at you. I think you were a little scared, actually. We were all a bit scared. I've never seen Dan have such a rage out over basically office furniture. So there was some fruity language, let me tell you. So that scissor lift over there is parked up at the moment because we had a broken scissor lift. Nationwide came out, dropped a platform which doesn't work. So they, after about a week of frustration, they dropped that Skyjack out, which lasted about a day, and that one's now broken. So yeah. They're not in my good books at the moment, I'll be honest. I'm not feeling the love for Nationwide platforms at the moment.
What's happened, Tom?
Nothing.
No, Tom? Talk to us, what's happened?
There's nothing that could... It's your fault. I left my tailgate down, didn't I? This shit writes itself sometimes. I left my tailgate down. That's because you got in the truck and distracted me, that's why. You did. Gone round a roundabout, half my load came off. Double sockets, window brackets. I just saw in my rear view mirror, I just saw in my door mirror. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I've lost about 200 quid in materials. Yeah, we can see what we lost actually, and I'm about to go back round it.
If you don't laugh about it, you cry about it.
Exactly. Well, the cable is still on the back, which is good. Cable's on the back, but I just lost everything else.
You might be able to recover it.
Mate, about 50 Arctic lorries have been around that roundabout since we went there. Those sockets are going to be pressed into the tarmac now, mate. They're all fucking there.
Oh yeah, you could just see that they are squished.
There are actually...
Some pieces we can recover.
Actually on that... Mate, I'm not walking all the way over there to go and get them. To be fair... so I'll just take it out of your pay, mate, it's fine. Don't worry, it's cool though, don't worry about it. I'm a relatively chill boss, mate. It's a good start to the day, isn't it?
Good start to the week.
Well, yeah, the week. Might walk back and go and get those sockets. Let's have a look. Oh, they're a bit... No, I can't even get to that side of the roundabout. Oh, thank God that drummer cable. That would have fucking annihilated the whatever car was following. Told you, always check the tailgate. You don't listen, do you? Dan's going to make me write up a close call for that, guarantee it. My tailgate was open. Yeah, when I went around that roundabout, it all came off. Luckily, the drummer cable didn't come off, but I did get your clips. I lost one box of window brackets, one bag of stuffing glands, and a box of metal clad sockets. Where was the drum? Just like that? Superlek is turning up tomorrow, not today, apparently. There was one item on back order, and because one item's on back order, they don't deliver anything until that item comes in. So I said, can you just deliver everything else? And they said, yeah. So, and we don't have any metal clad sockets now because they're all on that roundabout over there. It's his fault. Yeah, so the trick is actually just unload when you get to site, don't leave it.
I remember when you had little clad sockets.
Yeah, about half an hour ago I had some, yeah. You didn't happen to go past the roundabout and pick up all the double sockets that I just lost off the tailgate, did you?
No.
Yeah, I went round that roundabout, a bit sharpish, and I had a load of metal clad sockets. All came off the back.
Oh shit, mine.
Oh no, mate. You know when Dan did a rage out? I'm about to do one on you. Do you have to bring that camera? Do you absolutely have to? Oh well.
Nothing to be recovered.
No, lock rings are out there. They started out life circular. They're not circular anymore. Yeah, so what we learned from this is always check your load.
At least you have a proof.
What do you mean? I'm fitting it? What are you on about? Let's go straight on the wall. We lost 6 and I recovered 1. And the flange couplers, they started out life as circles, but that's not what they are anymore. I'm waiting on them at the moment. But I mean, if we've got to work on them. Alright, lovely. Thank you very much, mate. Nationwide platforms are Alright. Yeah, we've got tons of chain over there as well. We've got bags of it.
Socket at the back and a socket there with a conveyor belt.
It depends what your most urgent
I think everyone.
I know everything's a priority. Yeah, everyone's got a different priority, but is that belt going to move from that position, or is that pretty much?
5, 5, 5,
So
5,
15.
5, 10. 15 will move, will go somewhere else. 15 will remain.
Can you put it on wheels?
Oh,
Good morning.
I was from 12 to 10 past 12. I was waiting for you to let me
Sorry.
through.
I ended up having to do another meeting, and then did a detour to Mathias's parents, and they're here, and then got a bit busy. Apologies.
Fair enough. That's all right.
Okay.
I saw how you did it over there. I thought that was quite neat. Just went up and over, yeah?
That was Jamie, just the containment man.
Emma's sorting a new supplier for lifts as we speak. So we'll get all these nationwide ones out of here as soon as she's found a new supplier to drop the new ones off. There and there, they want a pair of, I think, 100-inch or 110-inch, they're huge TVs. They've got a hang about there, like 5 meters up.
Stupid. 40 kilos each. Stupid.
Well, that's what they want. The question is, how do we do it?
Projector?
Well, apparently they burn out the projectors. He said I think for the Silvertown depot, they've just burned through them because they just have them on 24 hours a day and it just kills the projectors. So.
Cool. It's just the movement I'm worried about, whatever you hang it.
Yeah, but we're going to have to brace it.
So should we carry on that containment all the way through?
I would say let's carry it on all the way through because we're going to need that for the sortation belt here.
just one from the other. 'Cause it doesn't mean so much in the end. I've been trying to breathe underwater. I've been trying to hide 'cause I'm scared. Confusing which is one from the other. 'Cause it doesn't mean so much in the end.
Okay guys, there you go, another video for another week. Vic, bring us up to date. What is the next video that is going to be hitting the screens? He doesn't know. We'll see you in a week.